and welcome to Uncovering Real Estate, brought to you by the Brampton Real Estate Board. My name is Sarabjit Rana and I'm your host. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it very much. Going to get right to the show. Pleased to have in studio with me today Laura Leyser, former past president of the Canadian Real Estate Association. Welcome, Laura.
Thank you for having me.
Great to have you in here today.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it sure is. So, you know, it's an easy question and people will think, well, what's the big deal? The question is simple. Why should I work with a realtor?
We get asked that a lot.
Yeah.
So let me just turn it around a little bit and say, why not?
Okay.
With everything that we bring to the table and all the different services that we offer and the knowledge and the expertise and the historical data and the access to information, and then the fact that it's a cooperative entity that we all work together as fellow realtors, I can't imagine why somebody wouldn't want to work with a realtor.
Is it because, and that's a fair answer, but when you listen to the chatter out there, some people go, oh, I can do this myself. I know how to find a house. I have access to the internet, right? Is this sounding familiar?
It's like I have a bad tooth, I'll pull it out myself.
Yeah, that's right. But
we hear it all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
But as professionals, you understand all the implications of what could go wrong.
Absolutely. And when you said that people will say, oh, I can do it myself, I don't really need somebody. If you really want to get down to it, it's all about the money. Mm-hmm. When you really think about it, it's the money. So when you look at what somebody offers when you're buying a car or when you're working with a personal trainer or you sign up for a contract for something, you never ask about what the hidden fees are. Mm-hmm. Whereas in our industry, our profession, we're very transparent. Yep. These are our professional service charges or fees. Yep. And the people that are out there that would prefer to do it on their own, or they think they can do it on their own, right. They just don't want to pay the money. Then they get into it and they realize that there's more to it than just putting an ad in, whether it's your local paper or online or social media or wherever you're going to go, or even just on our website, the realtor.ca website. There's more to it than that.
And there is, and I wonder why it hasn't sunk in yet, because I often ask myself the same question, because I personally, and I am going to get a little personal in some realm, I don't see why it's a big deal to hire a professional for their services. I actually feel much better knowing that my job is going to be done with a professional, that I don't have to worry about anything. You know, you see those TV commercials? You know, should have hired a realtor. Right? Yeah. Right? Yeah. Do you laugh when you see that?
I do. Yep. Well, more so because it's so real. Like the reason that we're having the commercials like that is because the people who are thinking that they can do it on their own, you're not going to change their minds. It's like you'll never please everybody. There's always going to be someone out there that they feel that they can go it alone, until all of a sudden the phone rings and they've had a transaction that's gone sour because they didn't work with a professional, and they call us and say, I have a question for you, or I have a house that's closing and this came about or this came about, and I think to myself, and we're still going to help them if we can. Sure. But no, what we bring to the table, I think until you actually get to experience what we offer, there's always going to be the people out there that are going to question.
And that brings me to my next question, because it's really important to find a realtor that you can work with, matches your personality. Absolutely. Right? I mean, we're doing this show so that we can provide our viewers with information so that they're armed with knowledgeable facts about how to go out there and make purchases, right? It's really simple. But how do we find a realtor that we can work with? Like, you know, you and I are talking, we're getting along. So
I can work for you.
Yeah, well, thank you. I think I could work for you too. But how do you find one that you're really going to see eye to eye with?
That's a really, really good question, because back in the day, people would look in the newspaper and they'd look at your picture and they'd think, oh, I think I can work with that person, or I think I'm going to call them. They look friendly, they look approachable, or they look professional. Whereas nowadays, if you're not referred by a family member or a friend or a fellow colleague saying, well, I've worked with this person, then sometimes you're going to either go online and see a listing that's online, and then you're going to perhaps look at the newspaper and see if there's a listing in the paper, or you're going to see a sign on the lawn. And those are the contacts. They're going to reach out and think, well, I will call the person in the paper, or I will call the person who's online. When in fact, you really should be interviewing your realtor. So even if you're referred to me, that doesn't mean that we're going to be able to work well together. So once you actually make the contact, so whether it's through a website or whether it's through a referral or whether it's through a sign on the lawn, you should still be sitting back and just interviewing. Even if you just have a coffee and talk about what you'd like, Sometimes realtors will take somebody out for the first time, just drive them around the community if they're
Yeah.
just from out of town. You'll know the first time you meet whether or not you're going to be able to work with each other.
So many questions are coming to mind, so many comments and questions are coming to mind after you say that, because I think that that is fantastic. And our viewers watching at home may think, oh, people really interview people for that? Oh, wow.
Yes.
Like, oh, that's interesting, because we had another guest on the show who said the exact same thing. He was like, no, you should be interviewing. I mean, you know, they
Absolutely.
often say you should be interviewing your new doctor if you're looking for a new
Absolutely.
doctor, right? But real estate transactions, we often think, who's going to have time to sit down with me and have like me interview them, right?
It's part of
then
our
there's,
job.
and so I'm glad you said that. And then the other part of it is, I find that through conversations I have with other friends, they will often say to me, well, I saw that realtor's name there, then I saw his name again or her name again. And so I figured if I saw it 3 or 4 times, that they were busy enough and good enough that I should call them. Can you believe that? So what do you think about that statement?
Okay, it's funny that you bring that up because there's 2 sides to that coin.
Okay.
So for example,
Yeah.
sometimes people will call you because they, like you said, they see your sign everywhere and they think,
Yeah.
oh, you're a great producer, I'm going to call
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
And that's great
Yeah.
because it's very true.
Sure.
You do produce, you are a busy realtor. But on the flip side of it, there are times that somebody will say, I think they're too busy to give me the attention that I need
Okay.
and to service what I'm going to be requiring. Because oftentimes, you know, whether we're the type of professional that we sell, you know, 30, 50, 60, whatever number of houses or transactions we do in a month or 12 months, whatever, if we're not going to be able to give the time to our clients that they are going to require, then they're going to go on and work with someone else the next time. We've become an experience-based society, and the clients and the consumers out there, they want us to give them the experience of a lifetime when it comes to selling them a property.
Okay, stop right there, because I'm excited to hear the rest of it. We're going to talk more about it in a second. I'm going to
Perfect.
break. We're going to come right back, okay?
Great.
Go grab that snack so you can come back and listen to what we have to say. Be right back.